I guess it's FAFO, or leopards eating your face, however you want to say it. Time for American farmers again. The Trump administration has just screwed them again with this $20 billion bailout for Argentina. And Argentina, at the same time, the Trump administration is bailing them out. Not for any reason, they're not a big trading partner or anything like that, just because, he loves Javier Milei, because Milei loves Trump, and anybody who loves Trump, Trump loves. So we're giving them $20 billion that they're not paying back from American tax dollars. And at the same time, they're making deals to sell all their soybeans to China, and China is not buying soybeans from our farmers. FAFO farmers, you fucked around, now you're gonna find out. So I put together some videos for you guys, so sit back and enjoy FAFO to the American farmers. And if you lose your farm, if it's bought out by J.D. Vance's company that he owns a big part of, called Acre Farms or something like that, that buys cheap farmland buys farmland on the cheap. Basically when farmers go bankrupt, his company buys the farmland. That's right, the vice president. Why do you think they're doing all this? So the farmers go bankrupt, and then J.D. Vance's company sweeps in, big venture capitalist company. They sweep in, buy the farmland, turn it into a corporate farm, and the American people are still going to get their soybeans and red meat. We might have to pay more, probably not, probably price will be the same, but the small farm will be a thing of the past, because the small farmers went overwhelmingly for Donald Trump and the Republicans when they knew what he was going to do from his first term. You deserve everything you get. Sorry. Enjoy these videos.
Right now, we're in a very dire situation. September's upon us, harvest is starting in the deep south, and we have 0 bushels of soybeans on the books to be sold to China for this current crop that's about to come out of the field. Historically, over the last 5 years, about 1/3 of soybean sales to China would be booked. China amounts to 25% of our total U.S. soybean crop. So that would be 8 or 9% of the whole U.S. crop would normally be on the books with China right now, and we have 0. That is alarming. The farm economy as a whole is struggling. Inflation has caused our cost of production to rise drastically on every front. Commodity prices, in particular soybeans, are down about 50% from where they were 3 years ago. And our numbers are deeply in the red. And we send this letter to President Trump because we've been talking for months about needing to have sales in place, a deal in place, a phase 2 type agreement that has purchase commitments along with a level playing field on trade with no tariffs, and we haven't had anything happen, unfortunately. And our appeal to President Trump and his administration is make soybeans a priority in any trade negotiations that are taking place. Soybeans are the #1 agriculture export to China. And in the last trade war, it was 71% of the losses that we had as American farmers, and they're critical.
Okay, does anybody feel sorry for that guy? I mean, he looks like he's missing his cheap illegal immigrant labor, because it doesn't look like he does much labor.
Is to sell our product. Lose 25 or 30% of the farmers in this country if they don't do something. It has to be done, and it's not just here. It's everywhere. In the short term, they have no choice but to mail us a check. I don't know a farmer that likes the check program. Nobody wants to take taxpayer dollars, but nobody wants to go broke. Nobody wants to lose everything. Long term, we have to have options, markets, and places to sell our product.
You know who else doesn't like to take checks? The poor mother in New York City, or in Brooklyn, New York, or the single mom of 5 like my mom was. They don't like welfare either. But guess what? Sometimes you need it. But if you're hateful and a racist, you vote for Trump anyway, dude.
To Argentina last week. But why Republicans in farm country are utterly livid at the Trump administration for an frankly inscrutable, utterly outrageous bailout that it made to Argentina last week. But why are farmers angry? So here's why. Because of Trump's trade war with China.
So farmers in Argentina were given $20 billion, and then Argentina got rid of their export tax, so they sold their soybean to China. China doesn't need any U.S. farmer soybean. I have an even bigger double whammy. That money that Donald Trump is promising farmers is not going to happen, if ever, and if it does, it's going to be penny on the dollar. The Supreme Court is going to be hearing about the legal abuse or authority of Trump imposing tariffs. That's why he's telling them down the line, sometime soon, he's going to give them money. He can't spend that money because he might have to give it all back to U.S. importers. You know, your neighbors, your businesses, your small businesses here in the United States. We cannot possibly make up for what farmers are going to lose this year. We cannot possibly make up for what they're going to lose in 2026, 2027, or 2028 when he's still in office. There's no way we could possibly make up for that. So just know, we used to trade with China, no problem. You voted for this, you get what you voted for.
It seems like our government's going to give us a little bit of a, I guess y'all going to call it a bailout.
Welfare.
It's a little bit of a check. It ain't going to be much. It's going to come from some of this tariff money.
Tariffs.
That's the good Lord. But
Amen.
I first want to tell you, farmers in general do not want subsidies.
Sure you
We don't
do.
want them at all. We don't want these, what y'all call a bailout. We don't want that.
Socialism.
A fair trade plan, a good market value.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what we want for our crop. We can out yield any amount of money the government's going to give us. And furthermore, whatever money they give us, 75 or 80% of that is just going to slip through our hands. It's going to pay off our expenses and our inputs.
Oh, so
Diesel fuel, your tires,
we're paying for your farm.
payments, your fertilizer, your seed costs, chemical costs,
Oh.
labor costs.
Welfare.
It's like we're just going to get all these checks and just go willy-nilly buy boats.
Willy-nilly.
That'd be a good idea, but it ain't that kind of money.
Okay.
It ain't that big of dollars. We can out yield it. We can make way more money if they'll just get us a good farm bill, get us a good trade plan, which I don't know what's coming in the future. This might all be.
What's coming is they want your farm,
I
buddy.
don't know what everybody's thinking. And I'm not talking right side of the aisle, left side of the aisle. I don't know.
You voted on the wrong side of the aisle.
I feel like we're going to
Trumper.
get some kind of little subsidy, a bailout, as everybody.
Welfare, buddy.
I know y'all are going to be all up in my comments. It's
I'm going to be all up in a video.
But I just want y'all to know, we don't want the subsidy. Yeah, we're going to
Sure you do.
any help we can get.
You sure do.
And when a farmer goes under, if you live in a
Yeah.
rural community,
Called socialism.
farmers start taking a big hit and going broke. That trickles down.
It sure does. You get what you voted for.
Boutiques, tire shop, grocery stores, gas stations.
Yeah.
We get hit, y'all get hit.
Sure
in these
do.
rural areas.
Welcome to
Y'all
fascism.
having a great day. We don't want the subsidies. Get off my back.
This is the first time in my life farming that I still have crop in my bins that I can't sell. Basically what we're getting out, a bushel of corn or a bushel of rice, would be like you making $5 an hour and trying to pay your bills at home. Mexico and China are the two biggest rice buyers for the United. They buy more rice off of us than anyone. And when they stop buying rice, we have nowhere to go with the rice. It won't be a trickle-down effect. It will be like flushing a toilet if the ag industry collapses. Totally 100% dependent upon the Lord Jesus Christ. I surrender it to Him.
So did you get all that, guys? You feel sorry for these farmers? Let me know if you feel sorry for these farmers and you think we should spend tax money to bail them out. Because guess what? They're trying these scare tactics to scare us now. We're not going to have any food. They're just going to be bought out by corporate farms, and they're going to lose their farms. You know, I know many ranchers, beef ranchers. I live in a beef ranching county in Colorado. They're the biggest whiners in the world, and they're all millionaires. And so are these guys. So you guys tell me if you feel sorry for these guys. Gen Z, let me know if you want us to bail out these farmers. Gen X, millennials, boomers. How many of you guys inherited a $1 million farm and ran into ground by voting like an idiot, voting to see other people hurt, and now that you're the one that's hurting, you want to bail out from the American taxpayer? Let me know in the comments. Do you think we should bail them out? Anyway, guys, you're welcome for that. Now I'm just gonna read a little Reddit post before I take off. That was just interesting to me, and you let me know what you think about that too. By the way, guys, thanks for watching the Spin Cycle again, and subscribe. Best thing to do is share this with a friend, comment, that really helps, and like, that's great as well. Now let's check out this "Leopards are eating your face" Reddit article, which are always entertaining. So the headline is Treasury Secretary reading a text from the Agricultural Secretary where she's worried China has outmaneuvered the U.S. by buying up Argentine soybeans at the expense of our farmers. This photo shows the Treasury Secretary. She's worried about China outmaneuvered the U.S. farmers by buying up Argentina's soybeans at the expense of our farmers, even as the administration plans to bail out Argentina with billions of dollars. Let's see what Reddit has to say about this. Brilliant. Shouldn't MAGA hate soy farmers? They produce something they believe turns men into women and trade with communist China. Obviously, the plan was to sell the soy to China to turn their soldiers into helpless women, obviously. Actually, all their male soldiers would have to be issued with lacy bras in order to contain their new bountiful mammaries. The sex cleavage creating mass confusion and distraction amongst the adversaries on the battlefield. It's been the PLA plan all along. It's been staring us in the face all this time. Could we have been so blind? Well played. I remember all the ridicule coming from the right about wimp soy liberal. All this situation makes it even more Schadenfreude-esque. If I could upvote more than once, I would. They certainly got it. Thought an entire agriculture industry looking like it's about to be wiped out. So happy for them getting exactly what they voted for. The farmland will be sold to big ag corporations and they will keep growing something on the land. That's what I keep saying. One of those corporations being involved with chameleon leopard cross J.D. Vance. Watch those spots. Yep, that's J.D. Vance owns one of those, or owns a huge share in one of those corporations. The government will bail them out using our tax dollars. They always do. And that's what the farmers' lobbyists are counting on. Don't point and laugh until they go under and or post a massive loss for the year. The second the checks are cut, they won. That expenditure will have to be voted on. Dems would be stupid to let it through. Just say no. Release the Epstein files now. Yes, tired of Democrats working continuously to protest farmers, America's real welfare queens, and then the same farmers go vote red time and time again. Be willing to help farmers, but only with the full release of the unredacted Epstein files and not cut health care. Exactly, guys. They're cutting health care and they're going to bail out the farmers. And last time it was the Democrats that bailed out the farmers. So the farmers, from hate and bigotry and their small-minded small towns, vote for Republicans like Trump, and then they cry to the Democrats to bail them out. Okay, guys, thanks for watching. I know it's been a long video. I'll see you next time. Subscribe, share, like, comment.